That's not a Jeep. This is a Jeep.
Dang, dude, look at that. She's a honey.
Yep.
I like these projects though, because like you take an old car, she's kind of looking like a turd right now in the comparison of where we're gonna end up, right boys? New lift, new wheels, tires, better bumpers, and then a pretty wrap from Envision. What more can you ask for?
We've got a friend from Australia, and he is the owner of the company Bushwhacker. He's coming over to the US of A. He sells tents for the top of vans, trucks, all that stuff. He's got a few expos that he's going to, but he needs a Jeep. He needs a four-door Jeep Wrangler that he can have us wrap, put lift wheels, tires on it, and lights so that he can take it to his next expo, show off his tents and everything.
Guys, it's Monday afternoon, and the Bushwhacker Jeep needs to be to the event no later than Thursday morning. We got a lot to do. We just got the lift in. We just got all the moto built parts. We just got the wheels and tires all mounted up. We still have to put the Bushwhacker tent on top. It's time to get to work. The boys have prepped the entire Jeep to be able to put on the 4.5-inch lift BDS kit. Yes, my friends, 4.5-inch BDS lift kit is going on here right now so that we can squeeze those 37-inch tires right underneath. And this Bushwhacker Jeep's gonna sit tall and pretty. Pretty because we got a front and rear moto-built bumpers. You got the moto-built rock sliders. You even have the moto-built spare tire carrier. Not only with the moto-built accessories, but also the Bushwhacker Envision wrap. Look how pretty that's gonna be, sitting on those 37-inch tires. And look, here's your wheels and tires right here. You got your 17-inch method wheels, 37-inch tires, and guess what? Those are real beadlocks, my friends. Yeah, we don't do nothing fake around here. Now it's enough of me talking, because, like I said, this has to be there Thursday morning in Flagstaff, which is like a 12-hour drive from here.
Since we are getting a long arm suspension, from BDS, I need to cut the OEM brackets that are on the frame because I'm gonna have the other pivot point attached a little bit where the stock position is. I need to be able to have clearance for the longer arm. That's why I need to cut the stock brackets. And basically that's it. After I'm done with this, I still in the grinder, clean it up, make it look beautiful, and then bolt on the new bracket on for the new suspension kit that we're installing. We gotta do the same on the rear. We still need to cut more stuff, like I'm just going through the instructions,
So there's a lot of madness going on. We are actually in the mix of putting on this rear bumper, side skirts, the rear tire holder. Iron's actually in the middle of getting the whole suspension cut out, so when the suspension comes in, we can just get it bolted in, but we have probably less than 48 hours to get everything together, and we're probably gonna take every hour of that. Chris is right now working on the lights and everything. Iram and Pedro's working on suspension and stuff. We'll see how far we get.
The DV8 rack?
Yes, this is the DV8 rack.
So, the Bushwhacker tent needs a nice foundation. DV8 makes an awesome roof rack. It's gonna go on top of your Wrangler. Then, the Bushwhacker tent is gonna sit right on top of it, and that is going to be your penthouse, your life of luxury. Yeah, it's time to work, man. Enough of just talking to the camera. I actually gotta put some parts on, or this Jeep ain't gonna get done. Is what they say?
Yeah, I think they say if you want it done, you have to do it yourself.
No. Not me. If I want it done right, I let these guys do it. If I want to mess it up, I get out here and I do some parts. This is new rotors and brakes. So these are all the old pieces. We put them back on caliper, so we can put the new discs on and the brake pads on, and you'll have new brake pads. Then you can stop. Stopping is nice sometimes when you're going fast. Wrong side?
No, it's good. This one is for inside.
That's what I have. Maybe I'm just special. Upside down. Delete all that footage.
And more inspiring flavors make more.
Hand from it. Can I?
Yeah, hand from it.
That's a lot of weight, man.
That's
160 pounds.
160 pounds holding.
160?
Yeah.
whole 160.
A whole 100. Good job.
Yeah, man. Teamwork.
65. 65. Oh, 70. Oh no.
Don't say anything.
Too strong. Too strong. Okay, it's too heavy. I'm a sucker for a good KC light bar. Reminds me back to the future pickup truck. Like the cool kids had KC light bars, right?
The beast.
You see, we were under the impression they drove on the other side in Australia, so driver's side, we put the long one. Turns out this is an American Jeep. Anyway, we put the wrong thing on the wrong side. That's my bad. Ruined it. All right, lift is going in smoothly. We got the brackets all mounted up, and now we've got the lower control arms over here. The new ones for the rear, and we're measuring them out to length. In the instructions, we go 32 3/4 from center to center. That way your control arms have the right length you need to be able to keep all the right angles for all your drive lines and everything else, and still have a really cool 4.5-inch lift. Lift will probably be installed by the end of the day today, and then tomorrow's the day it needs to be out. What are the odds that we'd be working on a bushwhacker Australian build for our friends down under, and then Kyle Luxfer would show up today in his Burnout Car from Australia to do burnouts in the back? I just feel like stars are aligning. Australia is calling my name. There's probably a kangaroo somewhere that wants to box me. While I was out with Kyle Luxfer doing burnouts out here, the Australian, these guys were in here finishing the other Australian build. They've already got the whole lift kit put on. I leave for like, what was that, 1 minute, 2 minutes? And they finished the whole lift kit. It turns out I was holding them back the whole time. So they pretty much got the whole BDS 4.5-inch kit installed. There's a few more things to button up, but they're also putting in all the moto built, the rock sliders, the spare tire carrier is up. Check it out. I don't know if you noticed that before we went out. There was no spare tire there. Now there is. All we gotta do is install the roof rack so that we put the bushwhacker tent on top, and I can go on a camp out before this leaves tomorrow night. Right?
It's 5:30. We're doing pretty good. I hope we can be done in the next couple hours. Installing the shock. We're installing the inner fender here, and we're missing some. What else are we missing here? I don't know. I've been here too long. I don't know. I lost track. I'm just wrenching away.
So we got new pins because somebody tightened down too much yesterday, and they were in the wrong place. So the sway bar's connected. All the things connected. Putting oil and diff now, and I think that's just about it. They'll clean up some of the wiring, and we should be able to put some wheels and tires on tomorrow, drop it down, and boom. It totally makes sense to lift the tires up to the truck, not bring the truck down to the tires, okay? I know what I'm doing doesn't make any sense. Let me live my life. Talk about it. Talk about how good that looks. Pedro, you like it?
Nice.
Nice,
Mucho
amigo, right?
bonito.
Yeah. Mucho bonito. Have it, my friends, the Bushwhacker Jeep with its 4.5-inch BDS lift, with its amazing Bushwhacker Envision wrap. You have 17-inch method wheels and 37-inch BF Goodrich tires. My goodness, it looks good. And in case it's dark out and you wanted to see it, you got enough KC lights, headlights, and roof rack to light up the night, to shine light on this beautiful masterpiece that is accented with moto-built front and rear bumpers, fenders, rock sliders. You got a DV8 roof rack that holds the pinnacle piece, the icing on the cake, the Bushwhacker Penthouse tent. Ha! I don't know if you noticed, but I had some pretty cool shirts on in this video. Did you like this shirt? Ha! What about this shirt? Did you like this shirt? Well, if you liked any of these shirts, you can get them at SpaksMotasOfficial.com. Just saying. Now try them out. All we gotta do now is get it to the event before the event starts, which is tomorrow. So, glad you tuned in. But we gotta run. See ya! You wanna see how my friend Kyle can make a tire go from that to that? Here we go.
America, this is how you do Australian burnouts. My name's Luxfer Kyle, and this is my 1800 horsepower Toyota Hilux. I flew to America from Australia. This is an Australian-built war-speed 427 cubic inch LS that's basically runs methanol. It's a link ECU. It does everything it needs to do to shred tires and have a good time. So a lot of the parts on this truck are actually bought from America. So we've got a little field blower, the injector hat's from Australia. The engine was built and designed in Australia for burnouts. This is 110% a burnout engine. It's really good at a lot of things, but it's really, really good at burnouts. A lot of the parts we've manufactured in Australia, we did R&D at competition, so we've got crank supports. You know, a lot of the things we've made that work and all the burnout cars around the world were actually helped design from this car when we first did it. The biggest thing about this car is it's fuel injected. So when I first built this car, fuel injection in a burnout car was a no-no. No one ran it, no one wanted to run it, no one was interested in it. Once we got this fuel injection working, it has literally paved the way for everyone else now to head towards fuel injection, because you can tune these things really, really well with fuel injection, and they just run a lot cleaner, they rev a lot better, and they last a hell of a lot longer. So fuel injection is really the way forward in most motorsports. Obviously with drag racing, everything's going fuel injected. You know, we run EGTs, so we have all the data in the world. My tuner's based in Outback, Queensland. Tim at Pro T, he's sort of a specialist in this kind of thing. And this car is known for its reliability. So we can go, we've done up to 100 burnouts before looking at the engine. Look at the engine, it looks fine, and we put it back together. So that's pretty much unheard of at this caliber of car. But we've sort of just figured out the secret sauce. So one day, hopefully, we can bring some secret sauce over here to you guys, and we can get you ripping just as well. Toyota Hiluxes over the years from shows like Top Gear and stuff like that is the toughest car in the world. There's a reason for that, because these things are pretty unbreakable. They get beaten around Australia every day of the week. They might be rusty, they might look terrible, but they get you from A to B and sometimes C. So that's probably why they're known as, you know, one of the most reliable things in Australia. And actually my dad had this car growing up, and it was always the coolest car ever, because, you know, you grow up and you got one, you think it's great. So when I was old enough, I bought one and turned it into what Luxfer is today, which is, yeah, the 1800 horsepower tire reading machine that it is. In burnouts, you don't run big tires on the back because, one, they don't smoke as well, and they wobble around, and they're just not, you know, they're not really nice to drive on. So we run a 35-inch mud tire on some off-road armour wheels, which seem to really handle everything we do well. On the back, we run a 17-inch rim with a 235 45 17. So the reason we run this is because they're the standard across the burnout scene. They're the most common, they're the cheapest, they're the best grip. Everything we do for burnouts, these tyres pretty much do really well. If I didn't run this size tyre, especially in my burnout competition tyres with the colours, I would be doing myself a disadvantage. We made this tray. This tray was had a few beers in the shed, and we you know, come up with this design, and it's basically to stop the belts on the tyres from running into the crowd and ruining the paint. Obviously a lot of tyre gets past the guards, and it just slaps everything and makes a lot of damage, but it's a burnout car at the end of the day. It's not a show car. I run with the fact that it looks good from far, far from good, and that's just how we do it. Fuel cell in the back, twin pumps. This thing can support up to 3,000 horsepower on methanol. We've got all the biggest stuff, and we just turn it down so it's all happy and reliable. Radiator on the back. The reason we do that is because we needed more room in the front for blower pulleys and extra stuff that we like to put in there to keep the car running healthy. And apart from that, it's pretty standard suspension. We chucked a 9-inch in the rear, 9-inch Ford diff. So that's the standard. We put a full spool in it. And then the front suspension is completely stock. So a lot of people think we spend big money to make cars handle. This thing, no, I just wound all the suspension as hard and tight as it could go. And it seems to do a good job. So I got a buddy that owns a really good exhaust shop in Australia, Fat Pipes, Les from Fat Pipes. The exhaust pipes make a difference in a burnout car. So we did a lot of R&D. I went through 6 different stages of exhaust to get one I was finally happy with, and this is the end result. We've got turn-offs and we've got open headers, and really gives you the sound, it gives you the noise, and it gives you the smoke spread that we're looking for. So, as I said, 6 different versions of exhaust, and we finally got to this one.
Crikey, 2,000 horsepower in that Hilux, with Kyle Luxfer in the driver's seat and me screaming like a little girl in the passenger seat. We made a tire go from that to that. Want to see it? Check it out.
What do you think? You think it's going to be cool?
I think it's gonna be a blast. I'm ready.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna jump down. And then I was like, nope, I see visibility. And then here you guys go. I was like, yeah, that's where I was gonna go.
Bad idea.
I could see how I could get into that.
That just like builds something up inside me that you know makes me start to think that America needs to get on Australia's train and bring more stuff like this here. Crazy high-speed burnouts into a yard to just absolute thrashing. We need more of that here.
Most of that skid in second because I wanted to try and save my tyres.
Yeah.
So then when I hit it the third, I was like, right, party time.
So when do we start building ours?
Okay, so we have a military truck on the bed that we got to move, and it won't start. So got to check it out and see if it just needs jumpers. So we're going to do that and do that now. Oh, man, I hate this. Side post. I'm going to find the engineer and go back in time and, oh, no Sparky. No Sparky there either. Batteries are just dead. We'll see if we can get it started. Everybody needs to like not put those crappy automobile batteries in them and put Exide 33s. We wouldn't have this problem. Yeah, it really sounds like they're dead. The batteries, super dead. Problem is, them batteries are like super dead. And trying to jump across with a vehicle to completely dead batteries doesn't work very well. Thing I hate is I still don't get any spark when connecting to them, which means this might all be in vain, and I'm gonna have to go and get something better than what we got set up here. You wanna hop in this one and just give it a little bit of gas? And you give it a little gas and we'll see what happens. Those batteries are just draining us. They're acting as sinks. So I need something that, like a good jump, big jump box. The only thing left is maybe a 5-ton here. Where'd our camera guy go? Oh, there he is. I don't know if the camera guy's doing his job or not, you know. Yep, and there's the stops. So what we're going to attempt to do is to drive fast enough to jump this and jump the cab of the truck and then land safely on the other side. You messed that on the jumper cable. It went like between my legs. I started walking and it just stayed like right there. That's good. You're good. Oh no. Nice horn. I figured I'd see if it worked or not.
Oh, wait, we're not done yet. Remember, Cable's giving away a $100 gift card to whoever could guess what pile of parts that came off of. Well, guess what? Rockhammer Garage, you won! $100 gift card to the Spaks Motas official website. Why don't you go ahead and shoot us a message in the DMs. We'll get you that gift card. Nice work on knowing that was a Jeep. Hey, know your stuff.